14. So we all know where does we get energy from? It is from the natural resources like sun, water, air, ocean, heat, etc. So today we will be covering some of the topics that is related to the lesson. Different sources of energy, their types, conventional sources of energy and non-conventional sources of energy. So we'll start with the lesson. So what is called the source of energy? Source. What do you mean by source? From where does we get or where do we get the energy from? So anything that provide energy is known as a source of energy. Like we get it from solar energy, that is from the sun, wind energy, biofuels. Biofuels is a biomass, and tidal energy, geothermal energy, the energy received from the earth. So as we know that sources of energy are provided, we get it from the natural resources only. So we have two different types of sources of energy. That is, first type is renewable resources. So you all have learned in the previous classes itself. What do you mean by renewable resource of energy? The energy that we can obtain again and again, and it can be reused. Like example, solar energy, wind energy, tidal, geothermal. Next is non-renewable energy. So what do you mean by non-renewable resources of energy? The energy that cannot be obtained once it is exhausted. Once it is exhausted, we will not be able to get these resources of energy for our regular use, because it has been formed by the decay of certain elements or the matter under the earth's crust for millions of years ago. Like example, fossil fuels, petroleum, coal, etc. So if you are not using these resources as a judicious use, what do you mean by judicious? Cautiously, if you are not using, we are not using these resources of energy, it will get exhausted forever and will not be making it possible for our next generations to use these sources of energy. So next we will see fuels. So what are fuels? These are the sources of energy that is released by burning, or from these fuels the energy is released by burning. The source of energy released or obtained by burning process. So fuels can be either solid, liquid or gases. Example, solid fuel is coal. So fuels can be solid, liquid or gas. So you can see solid is coal, liquid can be kerosene, or it can be liquefied petroleum gas. So the main component of liquefied petroleum gas is methane. So we have seen that the sources of energy we require for our regular use, we get it from the natural resources mostly, that is solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy or heat energy or any other sources of energy that is available for our day-to-day use. If it is utilized or converted into different, it can also be converted into different forms of energy. So you can see that we have already seen the types of sources of energy. There are two different types. They are renewable sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy. Renewable sources of energy, as we have discussed, it can be obtained again and again, and it can be utilized again and again, like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, etc. But non-renewable sources of energy cannot be obtained, or we cannot use it again and again once it is totally exhausted. So like petroleum, coal and fossil fuels. So these coal and petroleum comes under fossil fuels. So we need to use it very carefully and judiciously. Judiciously means make sure that use whenever required. Otherwise, we should not use such sources of energy. Next comes the fuels. Fuels are those sources of energy that releases energy by obtaining, or energy is obtained by burning. For example, there are of three types: solid, liquid and gaseous forms. Fuels in the solid form, example is coal. Liquid form is kerosene. Gas form is LPG, where major component of LPG gas is methane. So next we should see the characteristics, main characteristics of sources of energy. So sources of energy should be very cheap, means it should be available in abundant quantity, and it should not be very high cost, because it cannot be affordable by all the people or the huge amount of population across the world. So we will write characteristics of ideal fuel. So usage of these fuels, as we can see that coal, wood, LPG, all these we can utilize it for our day-to-day purposes like cooking and etc. But they should be cheap. It should be, so we should be able to store this fuel safely, and also it should be transported from one place to another. So it should be stored and easily transported. So what do you mean by calorific value? It should have high calorific value. Means after a fuel gets burnt, it should release, or it should give out a lot of energy rather than turning into ashes. So it should have a lot of high calorific value. What do you mean by calorific value? Calorific value is 1 gram of fuel burnt to get a certain amount of energy. So next characteristics is, so first thing is that characteristics of ideal fuel, we have seen that. First point, we have seen that a fuel must be cheap, and it should be easily stored, and it should be easily transported. And the fuel, when we burn it, it should not release a lot of smoke, but it should give or release a lot of energy. That energy that is required for any other work to do. Next is fuel should have a proper ignition temperature. What do you mean by ignition? Ignition is the rate at which a fuel catches fire. Ignition is the process where rate at which a fuel catches fire. It should not be too fast or not too slow. That is, it should be in medium. So it should not be ignition should not be too fast or too slow. So these are the characteristics of an ideal fuel, and you should see that when a fuel is burnt, it should not release some poisonous gas which will be harmful for the living organisms also. So let's start with the question. Classify the following. Into renewable and non-renewable sources of energy. So you need to identify and classify into two different types, that is renewable and non-renewable sources of energy. That is, according to the question, diesel oil, flowing water, geothermal energy, nuclear energy, coal. So you can see that first we'll take diesel oil. Diesel oil is a non-renewable sources of energy because it is one of the component of petroleum product. So a petroleum product has mixture of different contents like diesel, fossil fuels that are of different types, that is diesel, petrol, methane, ethane, and based on the fractional distillation, we will be able to extract out different forms of petrol or petroleum products. So this diesel oil can be obtained by fractional distillation of petrol. So once it is overused and it is not available, or petroleum product is not available more on the earth's crust, we will not be able to separate out the components of petroleum products and it will get exhausted. So next is flowing water. So as the name suggests, it is natural sources of energy. So it is renewable source of energy. Flowing water, by the process of evaporation, it reaches to the clouds and it reaches to the sky, it forms the clouds and come back in the form of rain. So geothermal energy is also a renewable source of energy. Geothermal energy is related to Earth, the gravitational force of Earth. Nuclear energy, the radioactive block found in limited in nature. So radioactive element. So nuclear energy is a radioactive element found in nature that is limited in number and it is non-renewable resource of energy, and coal is also non-renewable resource of energy because it is coming under the category of fossil fuels. So with all these things we have understood that what is the difference between renewable and non-renewable source of energy. So let's understand more by some of the questions. By taking, if a question is asked, coal is an ideal fuel. So if a question is asked, coal is an ideal fuel, what would be the answer given? So we have already seen that characteristics of a good fuel. So we have seen characteristics of a good fuel needs to be explained here, that the same points you will be writing here, that a good fuel is cheap or it is cost effective and it will be able to be stored properly and transported, and it will not release any poisonous or harmful gases, and it will be able to be, it is having a proper or optimum ignition temperature. So this will be the same answer for coal is an ideal fuel. So next we will see fossil fuels. So these are formed under Earth's crust as remains of plants and animals undergoing decay and transformation which takes place or which requires millions of years. So types of fossil fuels, we have already discussed about it. Coal, petroleum, natural gas. So we have understood that fossil fuels are formed by the decaying or burying of the dead animals or plants under the earth's crust, and the process of formation of the fuels takes place with a long period of time with the help of photosynthesis or the transfer, that is sunlight and the presence of bacteria. So we will see how fossil fuels are formed, how they are formed. So we all know that when a plant is living, it requires food and prepares food by the process of photosynthesis and stores a lot of energy. So this, when due to natural calamities, what do you mean by natural calamities? Like flood, drought, etc. These plants get buried under the earth's crust. And it gets transformed into fossil fuels. But what happens here is, once the energy stored here moves to the earth's crust, the chemical energy remains as it is. So this, once formed as fossil fuels, it can be formed or it can be used in the form of fossil fuels for burning. So it's that either in the plant or the animals, you can see that the plants, it is process of photosynthesis, and animals in the process of respiration and digestion and many more processes that takes place when the food is stored inside the plant or the animals, and due to natural, especially due to natural calamities, you can see that a whole lot species of the plant and animal get destroyed, and once they die, they get buried under the earth's crust, and this will lead to the form of fossil fuels after millions of years. It's a very slow process wherein the plant and the animals that has gone under the earth's crust still will be having some amount of chemical energy within their body. When the body gets decayed, for the chemical energy intact will form into fossil fuels. Hence these fossil fuels form the petroleum, coal, etc. in different forms of fuels that releases or become the sources of energy, but these fossil fuels are non-renewable resources of energy. So let us see now uses of fossil fuels. So we have seen that. So what are fossil fuels? Fossil fuels are those fossil fuels or sources of energy where the dead plants and animals get buried to the earth's crust, and it's a slow process, and after millions of years there is intact chemical energy that is present in the plants or the animals that get decayed, and chemical energy in the form of solid, liquid or gas will remain intact under the earth's crust, and this can be utilized as sources of energy, that is non-renewable resources of energy. So we have already discussed that plants and animals, by natural calamities, mainly due to natural calamities, they have stored energy in their body, and when they die due to natural calamities, this forms in the slow process in the form of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels can be either coal, petroleum, diesel, etc. And this form of energy can further be used for any other sources of energy. So let us understand the uses of fossil fuels. So what are the uses of fossil fuels? It is used in generating electric energy, or thermal energy in power plants. Natural gas is also used in power plants. So petroleum products. Usually petroleum products are separated out. Petroleum products are one particular name given. For the rest of the products, due to fractional distillation process, we can separate out the different forms of petroleum products, and it can be used for different purposes like paraffin wax, lubricating oil. You might have heard of lubricating oil. We will be using in our vehicles for the smooth running of the vehicles. Etc. can be used for different purposes. So why these fossil fuels are used? Mainly they are used in thermal power plants or generation of the electricity, and heat. Thermal means heat. Heat energy is released. Natural gas is also used in the power plants, and petroleum products, they can be further fractional distillized, and they can be in the form of paraffin wax or lubricating oil. It can be used in different purposes. So here we have covered sources, types, fuels, characteristics, fossil fuels, its types, then how they are made, then uses.